Well, welcome to episode 6 of the Mistborn Adventure Game, official title. This is Ashfallen, our Mistborn Adventure Game series, where we explore how badly we can fuck up constantly every single week. You may be wondering why it looks like
have to be about that.
It does.
It is, though.
We gotta stay on brand.
Hashtag on brand, $signs.
Yep. You may be wondering why it looks like I may have recently been drowned. That's because when the show started, the countdown started, I was like, oh, look at my hair. And then I jumped in the shower, and I got out like 10 seconds before the show started.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, boom, nailed it. I am pretty amazing at doing timing of stuff.
I thought for a second you were going to be like, I was actually drowning earlier.
I was
actually being drowned earlier. It was pretty crazy.
It was Odalys.
Real quick, I wanted to ask, Kelsa, did you find your cat? Let's signal boost that right here. Tell us about your cat right now.
My cat is the cat that always comes and sits on my chest during the middle of the show. She ran outside and she ran away and she hasn't come back and I'm very sad.
I'm so sorry.
She's a tortoiseshell. Yeah. I'm trying everything I can to find her. I was at the shelter just before the show, seeing if she'd been turned in, but nobody found her, so.
Alright, I'm trying to find a link to the tweet that you sent. Check at Kelsa on Twitter.
Yep.
If you're watching the show in the future, which would make this the past, just to be clear, this is the past. If the cat has been found, I'm sure there'll be like numerous tweets about it, so you can go ahead and go look at those tweets and be like, I feel good about myself. So people,
and if you're watching this in the past, you can go back to the future.
No,
and look at the tweets.
Send your energy to Kelsa. Just send your energy and be like, I hope you find your cat.
Yeah, to spirit bomb that shit.
Yeah, send your energy, form the spirit bomb.
Thank you, guys.
Some more stuff I wanted to talk about before we even get started with the show. Good friend of the show, Arrow Saito, a.k.a. B. Curvello, is now offering commissions for fan art. Gonna throw the link for that in chat. It's also going to be in the description of the video. You'll be able to see what level of quality you want to pick when you are purchasing your commissions. They seem to be relatively affordable compared to the things
actually,
that
really
I have
good prices.
they're actually very well
for the
priced.
Quality, definitely way super affordable.
Quality.
I actually kind of want. I don't know what I want him to draw, but I kind of want to.
I want something. Yeah.
I want more. I need more.
You're like $8. I mean, I could pay for
$8
fast food
for
meal for
like
that. Maybe I'll just skip that and get a drawing of my favorite character.
Right, I'll just stop eating and just I'll sustain myself with art.
Oh my god, yes, I'm gonna commit. I got paid today. I'm gonna commission Fiddlestein.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I fully support that.
I just want to hear more of the I got throat punched by an Inquisitor.
Don't worry about it.
And I'm throwing more B. Curvello fan art that we've seen over the week. Most of it involves Diedrich. It's all Diedrich-centric, whether it's Diedrich getting punched in the stomach by his obviously 20 times... What was it someone sent me on YouTube? He was like, his brother is 20% cooler. I was like, yeah, his brother is cooler than him, for sure.
It's one of his... I'm pretty sure that's one of his traits.
Yeah, 20% cooler than my brother, Diedrich.
Yeah, I believe it.
Under profession.
And
this
the
is my
second
cooler
one
brother.
is like the Diedrich establishment shot, but just like with, was it Evelyn that Bernardo first did the drawing and then color in the eyes, and it just looks fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
Those ones are always really good.
Oh, I didn't notice the eyes were colored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could you?
So good.
What you need to do, Arthur, is you need to get a way to get Wreckage's eyes to just be blue only in since he said black and white.
Oh god, that would be so hard.
No, get face rig, bro. You literally just need to buy and run face rig, melt your computer in the process, and then just face
Melt
rig
your computer
blue eyes
more.
on yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
because he was doing so well already.
You get the World of Warcraft like Blood Elf face rig, right? And then you do glowing blue eyes. Perfect. Nailed it. All right, problem solved. Let's
Like all my years, like looking at computers, I've never heard of like an error like Wreckage has, where his camera's only black and white.
So it's not so weird, it's an error. It's that it takes less data for the camera to send black and white. If it sends full color, then my computer melts. Also, if anybody sneezes, or for any reason they send too much data over Skype, or if someone looks at my computer funny, or if it's had a bad day,
or if the curtain falls down,
or if a butterfly flaps its wings in Mexico, or just any reason, really, my computer
basically anything. Yeah.
So now that we've got all of that silliness into the way, let's get introductions out of the way, and we'll start with the stomach puncher of the hour, Dr. Wreckage. Why don't you tell us about yourself and how you've been over?
He's a stomach punchy.
It's been a good week. We introduced a new character in Star Wars that went over really well.
There are people
really
that are
excited.
saying that was the best episode we've ever had.
Yeah, it was on curve. It was just, we had the mana, we played the right drops, just from beginning to end.
Are we talking about...
We got turn 4 piloted Shredder, turn 7
exactly.
Dr.
Are we talking about Hearthstone?
Yes.
Let me interrupt here.
Perfect
Fuck Hearthstone, right? I'm
It's
here, like 18 of 20 on my 100 cards, and I go in, and there's just Jaina after Jaina that's like, Omnifreeze, Omnifreeze, Omnifreeze,
You
Omnifreeze.
have all the basic
Search my
cards
deck
again?
for some cards, Omnifreeze. And
I
I'm
don't
like,
think,
you're not doing
Hearthstone.
anything. I'm still at 30 health, and I have 5 creatures on the board, and you still haven't played a single card. And then they're like, Alex Straza, you have 15 health. Fireball, Fireball, Fireball.
Archmage Antonidas, Fireball. Well, because they play Archmage Antonidas, and what he does is when you cast a spell, it adds a fireball to your hand, so they have infinity fireballs.
Fucking. Listen, I'm so far behind the curve. I'm like 2 years behind on Hearthstone. I can't compete. I'm literally trying to fill out my hand, and everybody... The only protection I have is playing Priest with Confessor Paley. That's the only way I can win. Alright, let's cut back to Wreckage.
Hearthstone is a very poorly designed card game.
Anyway. He's pretty amazingly designed as long as you're playing for a while or drop giant piles of money.
I did the second one.
We also introduced a new character on Sin Eaters. That went over quite well. We're looking to do a lot of format changes in that show going forward to make it run more smoothly. So now is a good time to catch up and to drop in. But honestly, the most excited I've been is for Mistborn. The Curvello artwork brings the entire experience to the next level of verisimilitude and emotional investment. And I am super excited to see what happens today. So I'm going to just stop my introduction at this point so we can get there faster.
Very well. Let's talk to Tuxtradamus, who looks completely different camera angles.
True.
Wearing different clothing. I literally can't handle this right now.
It's like I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't.
I'm at a different place than usual because I'm actually dog sitting. Here's one of them. Look at that guy.
Dog!
Is that dog wearing clothing?
Yep. They like to put clothing on him. Say hi to the animal, Jake.
People who think they're animals are the worst.
Yeah, I'm here dog sitting and then doing other stuff tomorrow, so that's why I unfortunately won't be on Winter's Edge. But yeah, I've been doing good. Yeah, Star Wars was freaking amazing on Wednesday, and then I've been doing work stuff with my new job, and yeah, that's about it for me. Just doing all around pretty well. Giggity.
Okay, let's talk to our resident Tin Eye, SciFri. What's up?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Week 6 of Mistborn, Week 3 of AP not changing my Twitter name on the overlay.
That's a serious concern. Let's talk about that for a second.
You added Wreckage last week.
I know. Here's the deal, though. Last week, after Mistborn, I upgraded to Windows 10, and it corrupted my scenes. So I've had to reconstruct all of my overlays by hand, and I literally forgot to do it until right before the show. Like, Wreckage was, like, checking in, talking about how he was packets from the other side of the world, and I was like, you know, I feel like I forgot to set up the overlays. I should probably do that immediately. So,
it's fine if you go there, it redirects to the new one anyway, but...
If you want to see SciFri's actual Twitter address, tweet me at APGamingREAL with the hashtag FreeSciFri. If enough people tweet it, I'll probably remember to do it. And if nobody does, it's clear that no one cares. So it's a win-win.
It'll be the running joke.
I mean, let's have a poll to see if people think that Science Fraction is a better name.
Yeah, obviously you're just gonna have to change everything about yourself to match the better name.
I already rebranded once.
I do like your new picture, your new profile picture.
Oh yeah, I commissioned that from a artist whose Twitter name is VG Greninja. So check her out. She also has good art.
Here we are trying to plug for Aerocyto, and you're.
I'm plugging for other people, man. Like I should get back to plugging for myself.
Let's be clear here.
Friends.
As far as commissions are going for, the APGamingREAL show fully supports Aerocyto. It's VG.
There's your sponsorship.
Yeah, we're sponsoring them this episode. SciFri, even if I don't have your Twitter name correctly, let's talk about you.
Yes. Oh, I've not been up to much this week. I've been playing some Hearthstone, which I enjoy thoroughly because I've been playing it since it came out, and I've sunk much money into it. But for you, I think you will enjoy the new standard format they're coming out with, which will help you keep up on sets without having to dump a bunch of money. Because
I'm not dumping any money. I have no intention of paying for this at all. I'm going to ride Confessor Paley to victory. Just do nothing but play Priest
Professor
constantly.
Peltress isn't even like a good card.
Oh my god! Are you kidding me? A turn 9 Confessor play and then Inspire and then you pull out like, I don't know, fucking Ragnaros or whatever.
By turn 9 you should have already won the game.
Are you kidding me? There's so many games that I play that are like 14 turns.
Oh man. I play like really aggro decks, so I don't know.
It's all those
the Cancer of Hearthstone.
Listen, I played a Timberwolf today, right? You know, it's just like a regular playing card. The other guy played like this fucking holographic golden Timberwolf at the same time, and I was like, man, my balls feel really small right now.
You guys should just stop
like,
playing
Beast
Hearthstone.
Compendium, summon a random beast, and I was like, what the fuck? And then he's like, do it
start
again
playing
next
a good
turn.
game.
Like
Magic the Gathering.
No.
Shadows over Innistrad.
I used to play Magic, but I quit because I put too much money into Magic.
I played Sliver Deck.
Same.
I just played Sliver Deck and won constantly. Cheat to win.
Sliver Deck is no longer legal in Standard, though, so you'd have to do something else.
Who cares?
Well, you know what? I don't play Tournament at Magic the Gathering. I played Street Games in my high school.
Street
rules, motherfucker.
Street rules, where you could just do anything you wanted.
No card sleeves right on the concrete. Tap.
Bam.
Card's value.
There was this really great card called like Skeletal Crocodile that was like 1 black mana and it was a 3/1, and somehow I would just like always play it in my non-sliver deck, and I'd be like, wow, I have no idea how this ended up in my hand, but I'm just gonna start swinging pretty early with this fucking 3/1 crocodile. Yeah.
But yeah, besides Hearthstone and card games, I've been playing Rivals of Aether on my stream this week, which was really fun.
The fuck
if
is that?
you don't know, it's basically like a Smash Bros. Style inspired fighter, where you just like, you know.
No,
I love me some Smash Bros. I got my GameCube controller right here.
I'm so out right now.
I've never liked Smash Bros. and I know that puts me on everybody's shit list, but I don't even care.
I mean, I like Tuxtradamus just for like the chain paralyze, but that's only because I like playing maps where it's constantly moving and stuff, like the jungle map, where if you don't keep jumping, you'll die, and then you're just like, ha, paralyzed, and they're like, you played a non-A tier character, and I'm playing Mario, and oh god, I'm dying.
Dude, well, there's the thing is, like, I like Smash Bros. As the game, but I also follow it as the competitive esport. No. So, you know, there's that. I'm really into Smash Bros.
Really, Smash Bros. Okay, you know what? We can't choose.
I thought we were friends.
Yeah.
We were friends.
We're done.
That would be that kind of mistake.
So next week we'll be introducing a new player and a new character. So.
You can't help it. Ero Saito and I were talking about Smash Bros. On Twitter. He's into it too.
It hurts so
snap!
Much. It hurts
Can the new player also be married to me? Can they like come in and have to marry me, and that's how we come up on that introduction?
Every new character just marries Wreckage.
Yep, we're all just
done.
We're all just in a polyamorous relationship, and it's just going to be, you know.
So, yeah, besides those games, I've played Enter the Gungeon today, and that's really good.
Oh god, Enter the Gungeon's so good. It's so good.
It's like the game I wanted Nuclear Throne to be, but wasn't.
It's like the game that I have wanted every roguelike to be, and is finally.
Yeah. But anyway, my intro has gone way too long, so...
Let's talk about Kelsa. How are you this week?
I'm alright, other than my cat is missing, and that is really bothering me. But I will put that on the back burner so we can have some fun tonight. And if I channel some emotions, then they might be real. So yeah,
wait.
I haven't really played anything.
I keep interrupting people during their introductions. You say that your feelings might be real, but are they going to... I'm telling you, I really need to get a stream. Are they going to be APGamingREAL?
That's not even like a good...
We've been doing this... Listen up, SciFri. I've been doing this for 2 years. That's my catchphrase.
Worst part is I tried to find the stream page and I found the like actual AP Gaming guy on YouTube.
Catchphrase. All right, Kelsa, let's talk about you still.
Thank you. That made me feel better. Yeah. So, if you see me drinking wine straight from the bottle, it's to drown my sadness. And I haven't played any games really this week, other than I actually started on a new show on Wednesdays during the day. I am on RP Glory's Wild Blue, and
cool.
It's pretty sweet. I'm playing a tinker character who makes improbable clockwork devices that should not work but do. Yeah, that's fun. So, but that's pretty much me.
Sounds like it's all good in the hood.
Pretty much.
Since last week, I've launched a new show called Winner's Edge. Here's the thing. We've talked about most of my shows already when I was interrupting everybody else. So Winner's Edge is kind of a multi-streamer, entertainer, extravaganza event where during the week, when you're not watching the show, you can be interacting with other characters. We're having like a play-by-post character interaction, and some of the players on the show decided to just show up in the play-by-post kind of Discord chat last night. And when Rich's character Rex showed up, everyone was like, "Oh shit, run away!"
Well, yeah, because they invaded our camp.
There was like 5 people who were like, "I leave the room because I don't want to get arrested."
Yeah, because they invaded our camp.
Yep, yeah. Piam was on as well as Thea, so that was pretty good. I think we started ship arting. Like, Cottontail is drawing all of the, like, play-by-post characters on the Discord. And then she just started a new ship for no reason called Theodore, which is Theodora and Thea. So, that's...
Wait, there's fan art involved?
Yeah.
If there's fan art involved, then I'm in.
Yeah, Kyle's been just.
I can tell
hammering him out.
that SciFri has not been watching my Twitter because I've been retweeting it all day long.
Yeah, give me
that.
I need a fresh needle of fan art right into my eyeball,
Yeah.
so maybe I should also.
So you hit up that
involved
fan
in
art
the,
vein. Just
I mean, I know I tweet a lot lately, but it's mostly because I'm just retweeting the shit out of other people's fan
Right, yeah,
art.
we're just-
I have like
that-
15
yeah.
tweets a day, and 10 of them are retweets. So
Yeah, because it's like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I need to share it with my people.
also speaking of
Must share it
tweeting
with the
things,
people.
if you don't like Smash Brothers, then avoid my Twitter feed someday because I'm going to my first Smash Bros tournament.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Is it gonna
Yeah.
be whatever? I mean, so instead of Daigo versus Lupe Fiasco, it's gonna be like Star Fox
No,
versus
there's-
like,
there's like
Eminem. Like,
there's no top players in it. It's just a bunch of like people from Vermont who like love Smash, and I'm
Okay.
just going
What's that
there.
one that I see you retweet like randomly? Like, it's just a picture of Melee.
Oh yeah. There's a Twitter feed that only posts the picture of the box art for Super Smash Bros. Melee. And that's just one of my favorites. Because every so often you'll be scrolling through Twitter and it's just like, oh, Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. I'm like, alright.
Yeah, sure.
So,
yeah, we've got we had Worldwide Wrestling RPG. I previously ran that on Die Party, and then I did a one-shot of it, and someone in the chat said that it was better than WrestleMania, which was taking place at the same time, which was nice. Although I saw WrestleMania, and it had Super Saiyan Bootios, so that's kind of hard to beat.
Someone
was
went
amazing
Super
and
Saiyan at WrestleMania?
Wow. You know what? I'm gonna wait until like I have a second, and I'm gonna find you the GIF of it happening, so that you can get gift on. We also, as already mentioned, had episode 24 of Edge of the Empire: Shadow of War, and a lot of people were saying that this was one of the best episodes, or the best episode, because once again, it kind of highlighted the conflict between Rebels and Imperials, while remaining on the sidelines.
It was good. It was really good, yeah.
Specifically, I don't want to call Wreckage out too much, but specifically Wreckage fucking up constantly and exploding. So
hey, look, I dice do what dice do, man, and I played it off. We made some of it work. We made some of the failures into interesting successes, and we made some of the failures into funny moments, and we made some of the failures.
I want to jump into space. I can do this. I was like, okay, roll. And you were like, no, I go nowhere. I stand still.
Yeah, well, I didn't generate. I didn't generate any positive force dice the entire
all night.
Space just rejects you.
It was going to be
sends you
so
back.
cool. I was going to jump onto him, and no, it was didn't happen.
I like how we've started the RPG stream tradition of having really long intros.
I mean, listen, this isn't role play, right? We don't set aside a half an hour for it, and definitely
We're gonna have to start.
Definitely. Oh wow! Actually, this is a 23-minute long one. Yeah, this is one. This is longer than average. Definitely way longer than normal for this show. But
I have a feeling someone on YouTube is gonna click skip intro, and they'll be like, 23 minutes. Where's my
I
show?
lost my whole
At
life.
least we offer that though, right? We do have a little. Hey, if you want to skip the intro.
Virgil put into the chat.
Yeah. Actually, everyone check out Virgil's image he put in chat of Wreckage's setup. It's a hamster wheel plugged into a hamster plug.
The hamster wheel is being run by a oh my god.
Oh, that is so perfect.
Oh god.
There you go.
Wait, AP, is this picture real?
That's WrestleMania last week.
That's like 100% real.
That's 100%
Wow,
real.
they
That actually
actually-
happened. So
Wow.
that cereal box used to be upright. They tipped it over. You can see the cereal in the background, and they came running out. just
Cereal
like Super
poured
Saiyan.
out.
Yep.
Oh my god!
They got poured out.
straight up
They were the
Dragon
toys
Ball
inside
Z
the
armor,
box.
dude.
All right. So this is the part where we have to actually get started. I know it's
I hope
Oh,
the
yeah,
game runs
games.
like 20 minutes longer than it's supposed to reconcile this problem.
yeah.
I feel bad for the stream. They can't press the skip intros button.
Let's talk about votes. always you should vote. Audience, if you're watching on YouTube, go right down to the comment section and open the vote up. Last week's vote was for who had the chillest and the illest, and by far Diedrich was chillin' and illin'. Basically, Netflix is his entire thing. This week, the vote is going to be for who best used their medals. Since the whole team is Metalbore now, I thought it would be interesting to see who could best leverage their medal usage.
Remember, improvised raps do not help you get votes.
Yep.
No, they don't, really.
It was too much of a sellout.
BRB.
It was talented.
Too much of a sellout.
An improvised.
But it was pandering. It was
heavy
pandering.
metal ballad.
What does winning the vote actually do?
You get one advancement.
Woo!
You get an extra advancement, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Speaking of advancements and breaks, how long of a breather do we have? Because I
don't think we are.
The
pre-chat indicated that we were not taking a breather at all. That we were going
so
right into the next scene.
So I don't heal my damage.
Nope. Sorry, bro.
We have to go straight out there because as the GM
I don't know about all that.
Warned.
What I was told specifically was that Odalys wanted to have a scene with her dad.
Yeah, definitely.
We could have a short breather to heal my damaged willpower.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Shush. Because we seriously can't have a breather because we have this very delicate plan that is time sensitive. Which is why
a short breather could be like a day.
Yeah, a short breather could be like a day.
I mean,
plus my character's willpower is at 2.
A day is a long breather.
It depends on how long it takes us to get out there, because the travel could just be counted as a breather.
I just want to point out your whole plan of sidelining Chadwick General is that you're swapping cloaks, and the longer you take, the better the chances he's going to be like.
That's true.
Where the fuck my cloak at?
Where the fuck is my cloak at?
Yeah, exactly. It's important that we get out there as soon as possible.
So narratively, we're not going to wait. We're going to go out there as soon as possible. But if actual travel time is enough for him to do some healing, then maybe. But otherwise, we have to get out there, do it, and come back, and then swap the cloaks back.
So
I'm not okay with starting with 9 health, 7 rep, and 2 willpower.
I mean, you don't need that reputation of willpower. Right?
You don't need that willpower. It's fine.
Yeah,
look, let's just not leave him in a room
where the obligators are checking in on you because what is his name? Damworth. Technically, so Riven Helper just showed up in chat. No, you're actually not late. We still haven't started yet.
Long intros, they help.
I do, see?
So just to continue the meme trope, whatever we want to call it, the viral marketing that everybody loves, a.k.a. Vyse being grilled ridiculously by Damworth Hofquarter, I think the opening scene is Damworth still interrogating Vyse as Odalys is standing in the doorway, and Damworth hasn't noticed her, and he's like, well, young man, you continued to be a complete and utter disappointment to me. I'm not really sure why my family has married into yours. You seem to be as useless as that son-in-law of mine.
Yeah, and I think that's when Odalys is like, Papa?
Yeah, your father, instead of being happy to see you, he shifts to sit very formally and puts his dueling cane in between his legs and is like, Odalys, young man, give us the room. Leave.
It's just
did all three of us arrive just then?
Run away.
Okay. Yeah, I think I walk in holy shit, Vyse. Yeah, come on. I walk over and oh, why are you so wet?
I don't.
Come on. Come on, husband. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, no. See, that's the thing. I went in through a window again because I'm holding, not because I always do, but because I'm holding that cloak and I'm literally beelining for a room where I can stash it without being seen.
Why don't you try to... I think you're going to need to make some sort of roll to avoid his notice, because otherwise he's just going to be like, oh, you came in through a window wearing a Mistborn cloak.
Well, I don't think he came... I don't think that he came...
Not the window that they're in the room of, like...
I
was
going to say, that would be super, super duper obvious.
I'm assuming we have multiple windows.
Yeah, I mean, like the window of my room, so I can immediately hide it in my pillow or something where it'll never be found.
I want to have you make a roll because we established last time.
Fail. You just want everything to fail. That's why you want me.
We established last time that you did your trip during the daytime, and so you're bouncing around on metals in pure daylight, carrying a mist cloak.
Oh, I'm not using metals. I just climbed the wall.
You climbed the wall. Yep. Well, I think that is our check right there. Why don't you go ahead and make a physique roll versus difficulty 1?
Sure.
Okay,
Oh, easy peas.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get a dice for infiltrator, surely.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Oh crap. There's a thing we do. It's like SD at the end, right? Because it sorts dice.
Yes.
You should probably just set up a macro.
Macro.
Yeah.
There you go. 2 5s.
Yeah. You climbed the shit out of that. So maybe we see Tathingdwen, the terrace capital, in the background as you're like Assassin's Creed style climbing up the side of the building, but by hiding in like the shadow of daylight. Several like obligators are passing around the bottom of the house. There's a number of like really scraggly looking terrace sheep herders like herding their sheep through the center of town, but no one looks up. They never look up. No one
ever looks up.
They never do.
We're in medieval New York City.
Yeah, and then as you enter your room, maybe the camera continues through to Odalys and her father, Damworth.
Oh, I bet it does that thing where it pans down through the floor, and we see the cross section of the floor as we pass through it.
Oh,
and then they're in the room right below me.
Of course.
Having their confrontation.
I mean, you call it a confrontation. However, the first thing Damworth says is this place safe?
I believe so, Father.
What are you doing here? You should never have come back.
You're right. However,
No. Your first mistake was telling me this place is safe. I told you can never return to Terrace. It's not safe.
Papa, this is as safe as it's going to get. I don't know if you heard what happened in Erdu, but it was not good.
Anywhere
my husband is dead.
Safer than here for you. Oh, Arturo is dead. Well, I always said you could have done better than him.
I suppose that is true. What did you expect me to do, Father? This is the last place that anyone would look for me.
Unfortunately, while for your noble friends that might be true, this is the first place the Inquisition is looking for you. And he, adjusts his clothing, and maybe we see, the orthodoxy of Inquisition flash at his collar, where he's got, an insignia. Sorry, the Canton of Inquisition.
You're
this
not
place
going
is
to...
not safe for you.
Where would you have me go, Father? Papa,
Anywhere.
what do you want me to do?
From the southernmost seas that boil to the farthest west reaches of the Canaries. Anywhere but here would be safe for you. Even Luthadel would be safer, and I hear there's a rebellion there.
You've always been trying to protect me, but I can protect myself. Papa, please.
Not from these people. The Inquisitors hunt those like you, Odalys.
They do not need to know. Is there something I should be aware of? Is there been a flag sent up? Are you here to turn me in your own daughter?
So he swirls a drink, Maybe something. Maybe there's like a flashback of Vyse pouring him a drink while he's talking to Vyse about like the sins of drinking. And
I thought we weren't ever allowed to do flashbacks. AP Gaming liar.
I said very specifically, you are not allowed to do flashbacks. I will point out that one of the first rules in the narrator section says that the narrator can break any rule at any time.
Oh my god.
AP Gaming fraud. Hashtag
get fucked, fall back on the book.
AP Gaming loophole.
Hashtag make Luthadel great again.
Make Luthadel great again. We're gonna build a wall. Keep the sky inside it.
There's already a wall. We'll build it high.
Ska build another wall, like they already have, over and over again.
All the walls, all the time.
Build their own wall. Right.
Sorry, I derailed everything. We're in the middle of a flashback. It was
a short
blatant
flashback.
hypocrisy.
Just Damworth berating Vyse some more.
Right.
And your father's like, well, there's something of an issue, you see. All of the Inquisitors up and left several weeks ago. Only one is left, Falcom, but he's begun something of a campaign of terror against any keepers that he can find. Your people aren't safe. And I'm afraid that if he finds out what you are, he won't hesitate to destroy you, me, anyone related to me. Your being here puts many people in danger.
He did not seem to have any inkling when I met him at Valette's wedding.
Okay, we'll go with that. Sure.
No, that's what she's gonna say.
Yep. No, I got that.
That whether it's true or not, whether she believes it or not, that's what she's gonna say.
Wow. I feel like, he's your father, so I feel like he's gonna say something very similar. He's gonna be like, whether that's true or not, it won't remain true for very long. He's been doing things, unspeakable things, to Terrace people.
What do you mean?
I can't talk about it, but I've been...
Papa, you tell me these things every time. Every time. This is dangerous. This is... terrible things are happening, but you tell me nothing. Nothing, and I'm supposed to just believe you.
So,
Nothing ever terrible has happened.
He, tosses his drink across the room, and we get, the slow-motion arc of it tumbling over and over as, the ice cubes come out, and it, hits one of the drapes and shatters, and when the camera cuts back, he's, pushed his chair back and over and, stood up, and he's slamming his dueling cane down, and he says, "It is dangerous! It's always dangerous! I joined the Canton of Inquisition to protect you! I've been doing what I can to save your people, your mother, and you come back here, you put all of us in danger. Every single one. I can't tell you what the issue is because that would put us in even more danger. What you don't know, you can't have forced out of you. And they can do things, unspeakable things with you."
Mother taught me very well. You know, they can't get out of me what I don't want to say. As I brandish my poison ring.
So, he's just you have no idea how these people operate. You've never seen an Inquisitor in their full glory. They're so much worse than any Keeper, any Mistborn. Their powers are unnatural. I knew Falcom before he became an Inquisitor. He was several years younger than me when I joined the Canton of Orthodoxy. He looks the same age, and I'm almost 60. Some dark magic, something I have no knowledge of, has been driving this man. He will stop at nothing to acquire power, and you are standing in his way. You, your precious Ska Rebellion, you think they don't know you're here to talk to the Ska Rebellion? That fool that you have running around doing aids for you, doing errands. They know all about him. They use him as a source of information. He's a traitor to both sides. You need to be careful, you need to watch your step, and you need to leave as soon as possible, girl.
My family name is ruined. These, you know, Vyse and Valette, they are my family now. They are... Papa, I will never have children of my own. And she sits down when she says that.
But Dad, don't but Dad me.
But Dad, all the other kids are helping with the Ska Rebellion. Damn it.
Nope. No. I feel like between the two of you, there should probably be some sort of like willpower roll. Like maybe spirit versus spirit, because he's like, you have to leave, and you're like, no, I don't have to leave. Everything's fine. I've got this under control.
Yeah, even if everything's not fine, I can't leave now.
And he is going to use his traits unquestionable authority and unshakable faith. I feel like he's displayed both of those during this.
I would like to use my traits ambitious house and pragmatic.
Yeah, because you're like, yeah, you know, I got no place else to go. I'm going to make it big here. Make it rain.
There's my note.
As soon as our album drops, we're gonna be huge.
Yeah, totally.
As soon as our new album goes double adium.
Double adium.
Is that what we're rating?
Yeah, I'm not gonna use. I will not use my full currency against my father. I will not. That is not my cat. Get out of my backyard, not my cat.
What if it is your cat?
Oh, what a prick.
It's not though.
What if your cat had a palate change because it leveled up?
Wow.
It's now a +5 mount.
Man, no. All right. So I'm rolling spirit with +2
just need
dice.
to be a pair of 2s. You can do it.
Can I?
Well, yeah, a pair of 5s will do that.
That'll do it.
You tell me what kind of complications you want to throw against your own father here as he's trying to bring the full weight of his office to bear. You should go home immediately, young lady. I know better than you.
Might I suggest something like he respects your opinion more now, or
yeah, I was thinking something along those lines.
Evolution of his feeling on this matter. Maybe he's more committed to hiding you up here, that sort of thing.
Something about his love for me makes him more willing to listen to this, even if it's not reason.
So that could be like lowering his spirit by 1 die, so that if you were like to attack in this manner again, you would be more easy to defeat.
Yeah, let's do that for 1, and then
you've broken your father's spirit. He just wants to protect you, and you're just...
Can I? Am I able to give him a condition like she can take care of herself or something like that?
Yeah, we can throw down a temporary trait that'll last until the next breather.
Yeah, something like that, or
Odalys has demonstrated she can take care of herself.
Yeah, there we go.
The hilarious part is that the only person who can use that trait is you against him. So you're basically just setting yourself up to bully your father.
I mean, you have a really interesting way of looking at it, AP.
I don't think that at any point...
She's a grown woman. She can take care of herself.
I don't think at any point we ever established that Odalys was a good person.
Yeah, I know. I'm agreeing with that.
Okay.
I mean, she intentionally murdered her husband and replaced her with someone who had to do everything she said. So...
I mean, I gave him a really long leash.
It's still a leash.
The collar still chafes.
That's really great.
You got a third condition or complication.
Accidentally read chat. A third? Is that how math works? Oh shoot.
Yep. That is how math works, indeed.
Let's also
You could maybe phrase something in such a way that he's also coming away from this with his concern for you being more actionable. Maybe he feels more like if she's not going to go, then I'm going to have to work twice as hard to look after her, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to shift his whole feeling on something.
I don't think that's going to work. Yeah. I think I like that, but I think it needs to be more subtle than that. What if it's you know what? I'm just going to give him another penalty to something.
I
feel like
the spikes in.
I feel like he's likely to try to manipulate me with facts. So I'd like to lower his will.
Cursed facts.
-1.
Always getting in the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn you, facts.
Yeah.
I don't need none of your stinking facts.
So I have
reality.
Good and bad news for you, Odalys. This was the first step on your tragedy track. And when you make a roll on the first step of your tragedy track, you lose a nudge on it. And if you have no nudges, then you lose a beat. So the next time you would take an action, you won't be able to take an action because you'll be too caught up in your past, like confronting your father, confronting the thoughts of your mother. So I'm interested to know, we never really solidified the backstory about your mother. The notes I have here say that you had a terrorist mother, and that she kind of like died when you were very, very young, and you were handed off to Damworth's wife, who also died when you were very young, and you were kind of just raised by him. But from the dialogue we just had, it sounds like maybe something different happened.
My original idea, and maybe I didn't phrase it to you very well, was that his wife was barren, and that he wound up bearing a child on a terrorist woman, and around the same time that his wife died, or something like that, and he also lost a child. It was very nebulous, but basically he wound up being my sole parental figure. But based on the interaction we just have, I feel like my birth mother had been around for a little while, and maybe she was the keeper that taught me the ways of being a keeper. And I mean, not necessarily her, but that was one idea that I had floating, and that she was captured and committed suicide rather than provide any information to the Inquisition.
Okay, interesting. There's no way I can absolutely use that to destroy your life later.
No, none. Absolutely none.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Maybe over the next few hours and days, that the thoughts of of someone who, as you've threatened to do, committed suicide rather than be captured. Yeah, like this is something you've resolved to do now. You've told your father, and as we know, when you tell your father something, that makes it real. Just like when my sister told our father that wasn't weed, that was an incense burner.
Did that work?
I mean, at that point,
sadly it did.
Wow.
I mean, at that point, you have to make the Hail Mary play.
Do you want some?
You have to make the Hail Mary at that point. You're not gonna like. What are you gonna do? Not try and come up with a bullshit lie? You're just gonna be like, "Yep, I'm smoking weed."
She clearly got 2 5s on her charm roll.
Yeah.
So she did good.
Yeah. So I think your father, Damwith, he rights the chair and slumps back into it very heavily. And maybe he just picks up the whole bottle of alcohol. And not a bottle. It's going to be much fancier. It's going to be like a crystal, what do they call it? Snifter or whatever. And he's just going to start like upending it into his mouth. And maybe some really sad, like epically sad music is playing in the background as he just shakes his head. And he's like, I can't tell you what you have to do, Odalys. You're going to have to make your own decisions. And I think you're going down a dark path, the wrong path, and I think that you're going to take everyone with you, but it's clear that I can't tell you what to do.
Papa, this may be a dark path, but I think it is the right one. It may seem wrong to you, but we have more than a chance.
So, yeah, I think he's got like one hand on his face, and the other is like holding the alcohol bottle up, and he's like shaking with laughter. He's not actually laughing, but you can see his whole body is shaking. And he says something like, "The irony of a rogue keeper telling a member of the Inquisition about what is right and what is wrong." I feel like this is a good time to end on that particular scene.
Yeah.
So I want to propose a short breather simply because you guys need a chance to replan. Because your whole plan is definitely left shifted.
Did it? I missed the part where my whole plan left. Well, we got a traitor or whatever.
Our original plan, I think we need to do some adjustments.
Was to hook up with Vedzin and like prove yourself. But now you have hooked up with Vedzin to some extent on behalf of a terraceman by the name of Purashik. And he's giving you something to do, to take you out into, he said a village, but really it's just a series of mines in the wilderness. You have invited a member of House General along, Mosier General, to take you out to that location. For reasons I'm not really sure why you're bringing him, but
so we can frame him, leave a pig.
Right, so you can frame him. That's right. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
They need to be up. Well, also it explains why we're up there and something is happening that we aren't involved in, but we are involved in.
We are involved with, but it's not us. It's him.
Right, exactly.
It's not you. It's me.
Our plan is foolproof, like always. Why are you questioning?
I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
So we are having a short breather, though, right?
I mean, so that's the thing. This show and the system specifically has you make non-foolproof plans by asking you what you don't know and where you can be hurt.
It's almost like nothing can ever go right ever.
We expand way more on what could go wrong as to what we can do right.
Yeah, you guys spend a lot of time going over what could go wrong.
We should just power game that shit and be like, what we don't know is how much cake they have.
Yeah, we don't know how awesome we're gonna be.
We don't know what the victory celebration
It's like someone asking you what your like greatest weakness is.
At
an interview, and you're just like,
I work too hard.
Well, my greatest weakness.
I'm too humble.
I'm a perfectionist.
That was always my grandmother's favorite one. Was I'm not perfect. My only flaw is that I'm too humble.
I did the XKCD thing. Someone asked me at a recent interview what my flaw was, and I was like, well, my biggest flaw is that even though I have a lot of experience, one day this bag of flesh that I call a body will die, and all of that experience and thoughts will be lost. So really, my biggest flaw is that eventually I'm going to die.
I mean, mortality is our biggest flaw.
Mortality is a pretty big
flaw.
It's not even like a lie.
Yeah.
So good. Use that at your interviews. That's AP Gaming approved.
Yeah, that's not even a lie up until like the singularity, and then who knows?
Well, yeah, during the singularity, we'll all just be turned into nanites.
My greatest flaw is that I might one day design a robot that will kill me.
So, let's talk about...
so we are having a short breather,
short breather. You'll recover half of any lost health, half of any lost reputation or willpower, half of any spent standings. You can store 10 times your ferrochemical rating in a metal mind.
I'm on it.
But burdens don't do anything.
There is no burden moving. Let's talk about the plan, fam.
Yeah, plans.
Okay, it says they fade slowly but are only helped by long breathers. Okay.
Sorry, bro.
That's fine. I mean, at least I recover my spent things.
You'll recover some of them.
Yeah, half rounded up. I mean, that still leaves me at 5 willpower instead of 2.
That's a thing. I guess
you're just being investigated by the Inquisition. No big deal.
Yeah, NBD. Yeah. I got this.
Yeah, it's
fine.
I mean, why did Odalys' dad do that? Isn't that just bringing the heat onto his own daughter?
Maybe, but if he can scare Odalys and her family away, all of his objectives are accomplished.
It's true. Well, basically, the reason Vyse brought it on himself is because he asked, like, "What's your opinion on the terrorist breeding program? How do you feel about terrorist rights? How do you feel about this?" And then I'm just like, I know none of the right answers.
And you don't know that my dad is onto me.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know if any of this even happened. I was in my room. I was eating an apple.
So, like, what was Diedrich doing? Default answer, eating an apple.
Yep.
Probably
eating an
standing
apple or
somewhere.
Climbing a building.
Yeah, eating an apple while climbing a building.
But yeah, anyway.
I have seen some pretty extreme, like, cliff climbing stuff, but I don't know about using both hands to eat an apple while also climbing.
Why does it take you both hands to eat an apple?
You gotta do the thing where you're just like, you
eat it like a sandwich?
Do you eat your apples like corn on the cob?
Oh man! Now that you've said that, I want to do that. I want to like.
Now that you said that, I want corn on the cob.
Oh, yeah, I want corn on the cob now.
So plans of action.
Yeah, plan of action.
Plan of action makes it corn.
That's a thing. That's a thing.
What do you? Well, let's just throw objectives out there. We don't have to do them in order. Obviously, your final objective is to save. Let's see if I get the names right here.
Save Bro McTerrisman.
Yeah.
Bro McTerrisman, really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was his name, right?
Yes.
His name was Earlbit. He is a terrace steward. He's being interrogated, and you've been asked to deal with him. It was unclear as to what deal with him meant.
Yeah, so I'll put deal with.
Yeah, but it was also like. But it was also told to us that this is a test of like our worth.
It was like, make sure he doesn't talk. ... You know, like.
However that happens.
Right, exactly.
However that happens.
So
Odalys is 100% on board with killing him if we have to, and if we can save him.
See, that's interesting because Vyse is 100% not on board with murdering another person.
So should I put deal with Earlbit or save Earlbit?
Put deal with.
Maybe you should just put deal with Earlbit.
Okay. How does Valette feel about this?
We've established that Valette is full of shit, so.
Ouch.
It's true. Wow. True. She's gotten better, but that's true. She'd probably be okay with killing him. I mean. Yep.
I say it, yeah, everyone laughs at that statement, and then immediately Tux is like, yeah, she'd be great about killing him. Totally 420 death, right?
I just realized that
she's probably in the same boat as Odalys. It's like
wrong. It says that Wreckage is insane.
Wait, what?
Oh, it might not be that it's wrong. It might be that I just uploaded the wrong one.
Okay.
I'm fixing that one.
Fair.
Yeah. It does. But yeah, I think she's in the same boat as Odalys. Like, if we can save him, awesome. If we have to kill him because he's like, yo, I'm gonna spell my beans or whatever, like, Okay, we'll adapt.
Yeah.
We're like the board.
All right. So, like,
Exactly.
step one is obviously find where he is, right?
Boom.
Locate
so
Earl bit. Locate Earl bit.
I think that'll almost resolve itself. Not that we should assume that, but
I mean, well, like, I'm talking
being-
like a precise location.
Well,
like, he's
so we're
being sold in this compound, in this building.
well, so we're being we're being taken by Mr. General to on his vacations he hunts terrorist people for sport, and now they've captured a bad terroristman. So we're probably going to be led to the holding pens anyway. That's an assumption that may not pan out, but it may that particular problem might just resolve itself.
And if it does, then bonus. But I think it's definitely a goal, because if it doesn't,
Yeah.
it's important that we.
Well, yeah, we have to do it. We do have to do
Right,
it.
yeah.
I'm being optimistic.
Locate Earl
I'm saying maybe something
Yeah.
will go our way.
Maybe.
I mean, frame your father. That's also
locate-
part of the deal.
Yeah. Locate
We
Earl
have to
bit.
remember, yeah.
So technically, we're framing my brother, but
Right.
we're framing
Yeah.
my father
Yeah,
because
he's being framed by association.
he's
Yeah.
being framed because he would be the one to give my brother any orders. Now
Right.
he could then double down and like disavow my brother, which would be great. But that would be him looking after his own skin at that point.
What's your dad's first name?
Yeah, and your
douchebag
brother's.
Monsieur. Monsieur, yeah.
You're right, there's
Monsieur. Okay.
Monsieur.
Monsieur.
All right, so we locate her, like, we deal with Orbit, we frame him. I think objective 4 is get back to town safely.
Yeah. Get back to
Did you
Tathing
just say
Dwen.
you can't see me, you son of a bitch, Wreckage?
Yes, I even did the little sting of music.
There we go. It's
Cool.
fixed.
Get in,
Right.
deal with them, get out.
Find the resistance and
What is your stupid
Talk to
brother's
them.
name, Diedrich?
Chadwick.
Fucking
Chadwick.
Chad.
Chadwick.
Chad.
Right.
Chad.
what a
Fucking
stereotypical
Chad.
jock name, Chad.
Fucking Chad.
Chad. Oh
I
my
just
god, I
wanna
can't.
say-
Apologies to any Chads currently in chat, by the way.
Technically,
Oh, fuck all
Chad
you.
shortens to Chaz, and we all know Chaz is literally the greatest at everything.
Out. Get out.
Chaz is pretty fucking good at what he was doing, which was murdering.
All right,
You know,
so what else do we got to do?
Odalys respects murdering.
I think those objectives are good unless there's anything else we can think of. Because locate, deal with.
I think
frame,
that's
get
basically
out.
the plan. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot more in those steps, but we do need to get quicker with making the plan of action.
But
I think
also,
I think that's why I think we're good.
the specifics we obviously can't plan yet.
Well,
right?
yeah, objective
exactly.
5 is.
Specifics of-
Right? Yeah.
I don't see
That's most
objective
that.
5
It's,
there, but objective 5 should just be contact the resistance.
yeah. Sure. Yeah. I'll put that. Contact resistance.
Okay.
Yeah,
After
we
return.
get back in town and we're like, hey, we got your guy, or like, hey, he's dead. You know, judge us based on that.
Okay.
We submit ourselves for judgment. There we go. Cool. Yeah.
So, the first scene we have is in the Badlands of the north, out of Terrace, Tathing and for I don't know if I mentioned this last time. We are using the new source book, Terrace Rot of Copper. Or at least I am. I'm keeping it from the players because there's a whole bunch of really good ideas for missions in there that I'm completely ripping off rather than creating original content.
And you can't trust us to not read them.
The thing is,
I'm a
is,
GM. I know how
I
it
have
works.
like so little control over
You
this
do.
game that my prep time is like 0. So what little prep I have to do, if I can just pull it out of a can, I'm like, all right, I'm just showing up for Mistborn this week.
Oh, great. We're
420
getting
no-scope.
canned prep.
Yeah, canned prep.
It's like spam.
Until this moment, you had
I'm
no
here.
idea there was
Fine,
any
it's
difference.
fine.
It tasted the exact
An egg,
same.
a
here.
little bit of rice.
You
I'm
had
here for
no
farmed
idea that
table
there
prep.
was soy in that. You thought it was delicious meat.
I'm here for fresh farm to table prep,
Homegrown.
homegrown organic prep.
I'll tell you what.
I want some homegrown NPCs that I can become really attached to, and then have them be killed off by Risha Mercer.
I mean,
I want to go to a farmer's market
We've got
and look at this prep.
I completely made him up, obviously. No one else can
because you were struggling for a name, and you're like, Fiddlestein! What?
Yeah. He's one of those ska that has really long names so that he can prove how noble he is.
Right, exactly.
Fiddlestein probably lives out in the Badlands.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal, Tux.
Okay.
If and when I can convince all of you to jump to the Alloy of Law era, I will make 100% original content.
Oh.
Boom. That's
all right,
the deal.
I'm on it. Let's go. Odalys, slit your own throat. Let's just.
Cool. I just need to read like 4 books.
Fine.
Yeah,
right.
No problem.
I just need to read like 4 books. It'll be fine.
I mean, I could do that.
Taste test confirmed there is no difference between GMO and non-GMO RPG content. Thanks, Virgil.
Jeez, we can't even get started with the mission. All right.
All right, let's start the
So
mission
we're in the
now.
Badlands north of Tathingdwyn, and it's scrabbling rock, hard red soil, some small plants as ash falls from the sky. Everywhere there's ash, and it piles up so thick that it's like snowdrifts. And occasionally mixed in with that ash is actual snowdrifts. Everything there is horrible. It's terrible. It's nothing like the cities you're used to. Diedrich is probably the only one used to walking on this kind of environment. And at the front end of the pack of travelers here is Monsieur Genrel, leading several terrace packmen who have brought like tents and everything you need to go on this outing. Just like beating them with his dueling cane occasionally. And then he turns to Odalys at one point and says, "Well, as you can see, this terraceman is on his knees, exactly where all of Terra should be before the final empire." And then he like pokes him in the chest with his cane.
Why do they have to be evil and bad at jokes? It's like
it's just
every time.
all this canned content, you know. I'm like, I just go to TV tropes and I use the roulette button to just pick out which one. Yeah, everything's completely pre-written. So, yeah, you're rapidly approaching the mines, where the village that Pulrashik told you about is. Vyse, your good friend Monsieur General has been spending a lot of time with you, and he moves over towards you and is just like, "So, Vyse, have you had a terrace woman before?"
Depends on your definition of had.
So he like wraps his arm around you and pulls his cane out as he gestures to the sky. He's just like, "Really, there's only one way you can have a woman, my boy. It seems like maybe you're a bit inexperienced, but don't worry, after this weekend..." Maybe they don't say weekend. They don't really... I think they have weeks, yeah. After this journey, you will be a changed man, my boy. A changed man. I'm so happy to have you as part of my family.
Oh, I'm just
I feel like
peachy.
once we break you in here, you may be an even better man than my boy, Diedrich. Isn't that right, Diedrich? You're a useless piece of garbage, aren't you?
Wow, like that's just over the top. Sure. Same way you're saying.
Oh, good. I'm glad I got the worthless piece of garbage.
So yeah, Monsieur saunters over to you, Valette, and is just like, "Oh, I mean, copper's nothing to be ashamed of, but you know, they say that the terrace people are like copper, and Diedrich's like copper. He's basically a terraceman. Isn't that right, my boy?" Just kidding. Don't tell anyone I said that. That sounds like something Orthodoxy will come down on me for.
Yep, just writing that down in the check.
Well, perhaps you should be a little more careful with your jokes then, Father.
I've got a lot of pull, you know. I've arranged for a number of pleasurable weekends for of the Inquisition staff. I'm a very powerful man, you know, he says, turning back to Odalys.
Yeah, she's been.
Is he just trying to playboy
him?
I think so, yeah.
She's been working really hard on pretending that she doesn't hear some of the things that he's saying, so that she can put on the front that maybe she might possibly like him in some way.
Technically, if you wanted to do this, you could be storing all the memories of things he's saying in your copper, and so you wouldn't actively remember it, but you could pop it back out later. Yeah. If you want to just copper store that, it'd be a good use of your power.
You know what? I'm gonna do that because
That's awesome.
Why? You know why? Because there is a vote up for good uses of your
for
powers.
best use of metals. That's right.
Bam.
And I gave you you had an opportunity to use metals earlier in the show, and you were like, "I'm not going to use this against my father."
I would not do it against my father. I'll do it against this guy. Fuck this guy. I mean, Mulcier is kind of a bad guy.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, no offense, Diedrich.
I literally just flashed back to Odalys and the chain around Kinsey's neck. But yeah, sure, he's the bad guy.
Hey!
I mean, he's a bad guy. That's
okay. He's the antagonist.
It's not a literal chain.
He's the antagonist, and we're the protagonists.
It's not.
We're not going to use good and evil here.
As having a book where the protagonist of the story's name is hero protagonist, but it is pretty outlined.
We're not going to use good and evil here.
That's a reference to Snow Crash, by the way. Possibly the
push that aside.
Good old hero protagonist. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. What's the plan? You're getting close to nightfall. The mists are going to be coming out soon. The terrace packmen are all like setting up your tents and.
We're not there yet.
You're close, right? Like tomorrow morning, you could go to the mines on a very short walk.
Right. Okay.
I think you know, Diedrich, that you don't go to the mines, right? Like no one stays there. It's a horrible place where they like take terrace people and then like do stuff to them or take men there to hang out with the women and then murder the women afterwards. It's not the kind of place.
There is mining going on.
You set up a respectable campsite in the wilderness as if you're out hunting pheasant when really you're hunting man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Most dangerous game.
Mine isn't code, right? Like it's still a mine.
No, mine is. We'll see.
Whoa, that's wow.
Anyway,
I mean, I've heard it called a box before, and maybe a cave, but I mean, a mine. That's deep? Question mark. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm so sorry.
Well,
So are we like? So we're like stopped off, like on the road, like at a campsite now, like just kind of waiting for.
There's no road to this place. So what's happening is that the ash is so thick this far out that the terrace people have to like take shovels and create a path through the ash by like shoveling your way to the mine.
Holy shit!
Yeah, there's packmen in front of you who are like guides that are also just like.
So wait, are we still moving or have we like stopped?
No, you stopped for the night.
Okay.
And they're literally digging out a ring in the ash.
Wow.
Nice.
God, this world sucks.
That's high quality service, though. Gotta admit, dedication.
I mean, this society couldn't survive without slave labor, is what I'm learning.
Uh-oh.
Basic.
What?
Skype problems.
Oh, I think Skype just died for a
Justify
second.
Yeah,
That's
Skype
back
out
to
for a
back.
second.
Okay,
Sorry,
we're
my
back.
joke was done. Let me just push it back in.
Oh, is this new
Don't burn
Aerocyto
it.
fan art that we just got here?
Wait, what? What happened?
No way. More fan art already?
The greatest cat burglar in history.
You see this?
Oh, this is amazing.
There's literal butt wiggles going on.
So good.
We're going full anime now.
Check the description on the comment section on YouTube for Diedrich.
So
I may or may not have drank almost an entire bottle of wine. So
All right. We're good. Let's see. Did I?
Yeah.
Jesus, it's
I
literally
had something
only been
I
an
want
hour
to
since
try
that
doing.
scene. He's been fucking trucking that.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. What's
So
the
like,
plan
what
for
kind
tonight?
of terrain is? What kind of terrain is around the campsite though? Is
It's
it like
all
flat
like
or?
hard scrabble badlands. So anywhere that there's exposed rock coming up out of the ash, it's all like useless scree and like gravel and granite.
Yeah.
And
I'm just wondering if there's like any kind of like elevated place away from the campsite where Vyse can like
yeah, I
position.
mean,
himself.
so you're traveling along the side of a mountain. So the mines are built into the mountain here. So you could definitely like walk up a mountain.
Yeah.
And then
So
do stuff.
So I'll just like climb up on one of like the nearby hills, I guess, if we're like in the foothills of this mountain, and then I'll try and like use my tin towards the mine and see what I can see.
I mean, here's the thing. When you use your tin, it happens in every direction, not just the mines.
Yeah, but can't I like focus it?
To some extent, yeah. I just want to let you know that the consequences are omniversal. You've got that 360 surround sound.
Well, that's why I'm trying to like distance myself from the campsite.
Sure,
first.
sure. I feel like before you leave the campsite, Molcier's like, "Oh, young man, are you going somewhere? So excited to see the mines? That is the direction they're in. You looking to get a little early? I can go with you right now if you'd like."
No, I'm just going for a walk. Don't mind me. Let the packmen set up the camp. And,
are you sure it'll be safe to go out there? I mean, the mists are coming soon. You wouldn't want to get eaten by a mist wraith, would you?
I just look at him, and I'm just like, nobles have no need to fear the mist.
So, I think he like chuckles nervously and then looks at you like, "You serious?"
He'll just be like, "Yeah, I'm serious. I'm hard as shit. Come at me."
Yeah. That's almost certainly going to be a roll of some kind.
Is that like influence, maybe, or maybe?
No, that's going to be like charm or something.
Charm. I can roll
or
charm.
spirit.
That could be spirit. Yeah, you could just be like, "No, I'm walking out of here right now because I'm so fucking hard."
Sure.
I'm gonna sleep outside with just a sleeping bag tonight. Mr. Ray's.
Could I add like a dice for sense of danger?
So I think we should establish what you're going to use. Is it going to be charm
I'll
or
use spirit.
Okay.
Charm or spirit? Spirit.
How is he defending against this? He's just like confused. He's
Well, is it like an opposed roll, or is it like a difficulty threshold?
It's gonna be. I feel like it should be opposed, right? Because you're doing it to him.
Right. Maybe he defends with his his wits. Maybe.
I guess. What's actually happening here? Is he trying to convince him to let
So
him
what's
go,
happening
or is he...
is that Molcier is either trying to get you to stay, or to take him,
or go with,
or for him to take you with him. One of those two outcomes. Like, no matter what happens, Molcier wants you here at the camp. He doesn't want you wandering.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be like, I don't.
Because if you get hurt, it's his fault. This is his expedition. He's
because when you turn on tin, the mist basically vanishes. So Vyse ain't afraid.
I mean, for you, that's true, but he doesn't know that you have.
Yeah, exactly. But like Vyse is like, he's not lying when he says he isn't afraid of the mists because he can just turn on tin and make it go away.
Oh shit! Are you saying the mists never bother you anyway, Elsa Vyse?
No,
this never bothered me anyway.
That's not what I'm saying. No.
Let it go.
That was such a reach.
You're
not the worst
fucking
reach you've ever
reaching
done.
so
There's no way that was a reach. That was completely relevant.
If it helps me win this roll, then yes.
So you want him to cooperate with you, right?
A bad pun +1.
Damn, I wish I was here. I could actually help. Fuck.
There's room for debate. Okay, so this is a debate, to some extent, right? Like, you're like, this doesn't bother me, and he's like, You sure, bro? You really sure?
So could I roll with, like,
It's
wits?
wits versus spirit.
Alright. So my wits versus his spirit?
Yup. Fortunately, his spirit is kind of garbage. Let's see if he's got any cool traits you can call on.
That's why he's scared of the mists, is because his spirit is garbage.
Well, because I think I'm going to call on my sense of danger trait, because, like, I know that there's nothing dangerous here, because I have a sense for it.
He's going to call on his prideful.
Alright, so I'm rolling 5 dice, and he's rolling a number of dice.
Well, that's a pair of 5 with a 6.
Ooh.
Damn.
So, yeah.
What do I get?
Ooh.
Ugh, no pair of 3s with a 6.
So you can negate something that he does. One of his complications, which leaves him with only 1 complication on you. So yeah, he steers you back into the camp, and I really should have called upon your burdens. That would have got me some extra dice. Like, come on, you don't want the obligators. I should have remembered.
There are no obligators here. Or are
yeah,
we gonna,
but
like,
if
hand
he's
them
just
our
like, come on, you don't want
itinerary
the canton of orthodoxy, thinking that you're some kind of mist lover, do you?
Mist lover.
Mist lover is
You
what?
mist lover. You.
Yeah. He's definitely gonna give you a 1 lower spirit. He's just like, come back to the camp, my boy. Come back to the camp. It's very dangerous to be out there at night. There could be terrorist rebels out there.
So the -1.
Did you hear that, Diedrich? I told the joke about the terrorists rebelling.
I got it. I got the joke. So the -1 spirit is for the next time I roll using it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Until the next breather or next time you do something involving spirit.
Okay.
So yeah, he guides you back into the camp.
Mist lover.
You could still use
You
your tin
mist
from
lover.
Wait, what did you say?
You can still use your tin from inside the camp towards the
I
mouth.
could, but it could have, like, awful repercussions.
It could. But there's
Who
no,
knows what
like,
you can see
super
or
loud
hear.
noises here right now. No one's, like,
Yeah,
banging
but
on a tent spike.
Yet.
You know.
Yet.
I mean, fucking, like...
I mean, as far as you know,
what's
you
his
have
face?
a
It's
copper
pretty
smoker in your party.
Fucking Monsieur is pretty loud.
Can I want to have a scene with, I want to go talk to Odalys.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so, like, what's our tent situation like?
I feel like,
Is it-
as nobles, each of you have your own tent. Although, being a gentleman, Monsieur will offer his very large premium accommodation tent to Odalys. With him, of course. Just share the tent. for the night.
Of course.
Of course. And are the newlyweds sharing a tent, or do they each have their own accommodation?
I think so. Here's the deal: Monsieur specifically brought separate tents for them, but if they want to, they can both jam into one very small tent.
What are you trying to insinuate now, Father? Am I a useless piece of garbage? Am I impotent now? What's going on?
Are you saying that to him? Like, is this a conversation we see in the background?
This is an internal monologue when he's like, and of course
he sees him setting up 2 separate tents. It's like, what the hell is this?
Like, so
Yeah.
your 2 tents are very close to each other. They're like right next door. But yeah, it's certainly something you could query your father about. So when Valette goes to Odalys, maybe like as the tent flap is closing, there's like a tendril of mist that's forming just out of the night chill. And as the tent flap closes, the mist like, because we know that mist can't enter any dwelling. Mist is like a vampire.
Unless you invite it in with allomancy.
Right, exactly.
So I guess, I mean, I don't want to stick too long on this, but how much does it need to count as a dwelling? If I have one of those shitty tents that's just 2 sticks and like a tarp over the middle, does the mist stay out?
No.
Yeah. It's magic.
Gotta have 4 walls.
If you're staying there, it's a dwelling. Home is where the heart is.
4 walls, but anyway.
So, Valette, you come into Odalys's tent and you say,
Yeah. So she comes in, like, I don't know how you knock on a tent, but just like kind of hits the side or whatever.
You don't knock on a tent, you open the flap and say hello.
I mean, you probably announce yourself from outside without opening the flap. You probably say, hello, can I...
Well, she's trying to be discreet.
You literally say, knock, knock.
I've been camping multiple, like, summers.
She's trying to be discreet.
Because you're like, you don't knock on a tent, that's stupid.
Yeah, right?
She's trying to be discreet about it.
In my history, what you do is you walk up outside of the tent and you're like, literally, you say knock, knock. At least that was what my people did.
You just run your hands along the tent. It makes that, like, fabric noise, like...
Yeah, I think that's what she does.
Works.
Like, she walks up and she's trying to not be like, hey, Odalys, come into the tent now, and, like, announce it to everyone. So she, like, walks up and, like, looks around and then she like, rubs on the side to make some sort of noise.
Yeah.
And Odalys will like poke her head out and look around and be like, Valette?
Hi.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to talk with you about something.
All right then.
Okay. And I think she like goes to go head inside with you.
Perhaps we would have a more private conversation if we were to walk a little ways away from the camp.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Like a bloodhound. The instant you're like at the edge of the camp, Molcier is there. And is
he like watching the perimeter or something? Like what the fuck?
Molcier shows up, he's got like 2 terracemen with you, 2 terrace packmen, and he's just like, oh, my apologies, Odalys. I don't think it'd be safe to go beyond the fire line. Just stay. If you're looking for some privacy, I'm sure we can move all the terracemen away from your tent. They won't listen in. Will you? And like one of the terracemen is like, no, of course not, my lord.
This is a bit more of a private, how you say, female matter. I apologize.
Oh boy. Well, that's definitely going to be a wits roll, undoubtedly.
We're having women issues.
Yeah, he's just going to be
he should just leave automatically, right? That's how it works.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure whenever you say female issues to a male, they shut off.
They're like,
right,
well,
yeah, he should just leave automatically.
Yeah, you're rolling versus his spirit, undoubtedly, because he's going to be like, I should protect you, but...
And helping isn't a thing in this, right?
So, yeah, you actually have pretty good wits.
And I would like to also tap Dilettante and probably Pragmatic again.
Interesting. Now, what's up with this vapid in quotations? Is that something you're storing in your copper?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
That's how that's working.
Yeah.
She's her base is Pragmatic, but she can pull out vapid if she needs to. But I think that was more like her fake personality that she put on while she was married to I can't remember her husband's name.
Arturo?
Arturo, as opposed to her actual personality, which is Pragmatic.
All right.
So
yeah, he has no traits he can call on for this
situation.
Incensed Tagore.
Wrecked.
Nice.
Paired 5s versus paired 1s. He's gonna drop that nudge to counter one of your complications if you want to throw some at him.
I definitely want to throw some at him.
So you have 2.
3. 3.
That's right, 3.
Yeah.
You put a universal complication on him and his house. A pox upon the house of Genrail.
Huh.
That's literally
Luster.
Your complication.
That'll help
I got it. The complication on him and his entire house is I do not want to know what they're talking about.
know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Don't want to know about Odalys and her girl stuff.
Enough said.
Okay, so you can call upon that
Said.
during the next section of play, if you feel like that's ever necessary. So yeah, he retreats back into the camp.
Are listening in, we're gonna call on that for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely not gonna send the terroristman with you. What is a really sophisticated way of getting himself out of this situation? I feel like all of my knowledge of Jane Austen is failing me here. Like, what does a guy say to a situation like this to not seem like a jackass?
He pretends that he forgot that he had another thing he needs to do.
Oh,
like,
yeah, no, that's perfect.
He needs to go talk to Diedrich
well,
right now.
very well. I believe you to be an incredibly competent woman, Odalys. I'm sure that Valette can protect you as well. I need to talk to Diedrich about something, so if you'll please excuse me.
Right, of course.
Please lie.
While I detach that scene for later, we continue to follow Odalys and Valette. So here's the deal. There's like it's like halfway to your knee level of ash as you like step out into the countryside. What kind of clothing are you wearing, and how are you dealing with this ash? Like, it's omniscient, pervasive. It's everywhere. It's in everything. Like, it's in your socks.
I mean, we probably have like cloaks and stuff on since it's cold and in the north and stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh, you're doing the Star Wars Rogue One trailer where you're just dragging your cloak over every surface. This beautiful white cloak, just bringing it right through the mud.
It's not a white cloak. It's obviously a black cloak because everything I'm wearing is black because I'm still in mourning for my dear husband, Arturo.
Same, but for basically opposite reasons. Because black's just cool.
To mourn the fact that you were married?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's one way to look at the opposition of the death of the married.
No, it's the color of her soul, clearly.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Because black's just cool. That's why.
Odalys is obviously wearing a dress because she doesn't own any pants. Because why would she? Whereas I'm sure Valette is wearing pants because
why wouldn't she?
Because exactly, why wouldn't she? So yeah, Odalys is like trudging through it. Like, if it gets to be like super bad,
it's pretty bad.
might.
You've literally never seen ash this bad.
She might resort to pulling out some stored pewter to trudge through this.
Very well. Go ahead and tap a charge.
All right, I will do so.
Valette, what's your plan to do with this?
I guess if she's doing that, I'm doing the thing where like you let someone walk in front of you in snow or something, and I'm just walking in her footsteps.
And it's funny because she's so much taller than you. You gotta do the like.
It's a good thing you're not wearing a dress.
Oh yeah. She's like she's like hopping in between footsteps and the cloak, just like going up and down a bunch. Like I didn't know it was gonna be like this. So yeah, we got
ever.
We don't get a long ways away from the camp, but just enough that we're out of earshot, except for
Vyse range, of course.
Right, of course.
Right. But as far as we know, nobody else is a Tenai, so.
Okay.
As I said, as far as we know. And of course, there's always Diedrich who could be listening in if he wanted to, but. So yeah, we get a sufficient a ways away, and I figure we find like a downed tree or like a rock sticking up out of the ash or something like that we can like brush ash off of and sit down on.
Okay.
Sure.
And then I turn to Valette and I'm like, now Valette, what was so important that you wanted to speak to me alone?
I noticed you kind of, I don't know if it was flirting or something with Diedrich's father. I was wondering if you wanted me to help with that.
Dear Valette, you do not need to help me with that.
I mean, I'm not saying you need the help, but...
You are a rioter and not a soother, my friend.
Right. I've done it before.
You have done it before.
And it's worked before.
I play this game because it is a good way to keep him distracted. Personally, I would not like... I would like to keep the game running as long as possible before allowing him a prize, you see. His emotions are already high enough, I believe, without your assistance.
Okay.
So. And then I put like a hand on your knee and I say, now your husband on the other hand. As a smoker, I'm afraid that he's completely immune to your charms, yes? So...
It seems like it.
Do you need my assistance in this?
Oh, fuck.
Boom. Are you sure you're not the one who needs help?
Ooh.
She kind of looks down, like she's a little embarrassed, but then looks up, and then it's like I don't know if he's interested at all.
And I think like a storm of expressions crosses Odalys's face, like from like kind of a satisfied, all right, to an almost anger at remembrance, to like a wistful, like that'd been nice, to the opposite would be nice. like there's just like, yeah, she doesn't say anything, but like you can tell like she's got like a bunch of things going on in her head. Like
yeah, I think Valette's kind of just like looking out at like just looking out into the mist or whatever. Like, after she says that, and she like when we were in the carriage going back to the house, he asked if we should pretend that I can't, just because otherwise, appearances and such. What was it like when you...
Sorry, go ahead.
What was it like when you first got married? And now she looks back to you, like, just kind of like eyes like a little wider, like just like she's like definitely really curious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Odalys definitely has a dark expression on her face, and she says, Arthur was not a nice man. He took what he wanted. And to be honest, I was not what he wanted, but he took it anyway. And he never let me live that down.
Oh. Sorry. I guess I never actually even really knew him.
I suppose that is...
What did you tell us his name was? Kinsey?
Yes. I think his name was Kinsey.
Huh. I never really thought about it, but yeah, he's the only uncle we ever actually really knew.
He was a much better uncle than your biological one.
I murdered your biological uncle with poison and replaced him.
And fed him.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right, yeah. She has no idea. Valette has no idea the implications of that.
Huh. Yeah, no, it's fine. You have a chance here. Diedrich seems like a decent man, especially if he has, as you say, proposed a compromise that you need not fulfill your marital duties. It seems that perhaps either he's not interested in such things, or he's a more respectable man than nearly anyone else I've met in the Final Empire.
So I should be glad that he's not interested in me?
Perhaps that is one way to put it. Think of it as a challenge.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Perhaps you can learn to find your way to his bed without your powers.
Yeah.
Has anyone questioned whether Valette actually wants to be in his bed at any point?
I'm assuming that since she asked me this line of questioning that she does, and if she doesn't, maybe she would not tell me.
Right? Yeah. She hasn't actually said it. She's just been like, he doesn't want to. That's weird, right? Like that's weird. He's a guy. That's what guys do, right?
Mm-hmm. It probably became, even if she wasn't interested, it probably became like a self-conscious thing. Like, is it me? Is it my scar?
Kind of. I think Odalys probably got that a little bit of like, so like when she went, especially when she was like, so I should think it's good that he's not interested in me. Like you probably got that a little bit, like because like she's usually really confident, but like she's kind of confiding this like it was weird.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
And I don't think it ever crossed her mind to think that you might not want him that way. Because I don't think that Odalys really saw the relationship that you were having with why can't I remember her name now?
Francine,
thank you.
Yeah.
And I don't think that like, contrary to myself, I think that Odalys is incredibly straight. And so the idea of something like that never would have crossed her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Francine,
cool. Yep. Francine.
Right.
Yeah.
Please
so I
forget.
Yeah.
Cool.
So she suggests that maybe, like, if you want, she'll give you like coaching on how to seduce a man without allomancy.
Poisons.
Hey,
something for endurance.
Those are drugs and not poisons. It's a subtle difference.
All right. I mean, you're the expert.
Those are natural male enhancements of a plant-derived nature.
Whoa.
By the way, tonight's show is in fact sponsored by Viagra. Just in case
we got that sponsorship money.
Yeah.
Finally.
It's not that we need it or anything.
Awesome. Manosphere arrived just for that to be like the first things that he gets to hear. Perfect.
Why would Viagra sponsor a tabletop role-playing game?
Because they know people
nerds
who
are sexy too, you
motherfucker. Need it.
Get out. Get out,
Yeah.
Wreckage.
But nerds don't need help getting it up.
All right. That's fine. I thought you were going one way with it.
I'm not sure I follow.
All right, don't worry about it.
Yeah. So we get back to it. So,
About,
I think Valette, like,
is this Odalys
I think we ended with like
situation? Is this like wrapping up, or are we?
Yeah.
I think she like she like kind of offers like I could tell you some stuff or whatever, and then just like she like yeah, maybe.
I want to leave the conversation between Mulcier and Diedrich kind of off camera. I'm very hesitant to use a flashback, but I just want it to be known that they do have a discussion where Mulcier.
If you leave it off camera, there's a short breather.
I'm so glad.
Why not put it on camera then?
Vyse.
I did want to say one thing.
Oh, what's up?
I just want to like I want to make it like like if you do want me to like I point at my head like like just like give me a look or something.
Yeah, we'll like work
Make
out
the
a
hand sign, landing sparrow.
If anything, she's like, look, you need to riot his non-sexy emotions and get him off that tail because I'm leading him on. I'm not looking for an affair.
Right. Yeah. And then she definitely tried. Like, yeah. So, it kind of turns around that. So, like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she totally gets it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Vyse, are we doing a scene with you tinning tonight, or are we?
Yes, we are. Also, you said you had 10 rules that didn't suck.
Yeah,
I want to know what
they're not going to come into play right now. There's no super loud noises, so you're just rolling your tin plus any.
Okay.
I have double checked. You can roll traits on metal rolls.
Yeah. What am I? I don't think any of my traits get apply. I'm just trying to see, get a look at the mines in the distance. How far? What's the range on 10? How far can I see?
I don't think it's ever made clear. It's just whatever is cinematically useful.
Yeah, well, if I can't see it by just regularly burning the metal, then I'll try flaring the metal.
You're not going to be able to see it in the dark with the mist in the way, so...
Well, if there's lights in the mines, those will light up. If anything around the mines has, if there's a lantern on or a campfire...
It's not going to work out for you, for reasons that should become clear when you tin burn.
Alright. So, I don't think I can apply any traits, so I'm rolling my tin power rating, which is 6, 66, sort dice.
Yeah.
And pair of 2s with a nudge.
Okay. Yeah, in the distance. So, the nudge lets you hear, some faint, tinking noise. You, hear somebody still, even though, it's nighttime. There's, of someone clearly, pickaxing. And then it's joined by, 2, and then, 8, and then, 20 pickaxes.
Alright.
Just all going at different times. You can see the entrance to the mines.
Mm-hmm.
The way I think of this is in the original Mass Effect.
Never played it.
There were a number of mining locations that were just, round cylindrical entrances of just, pure steel with a door. And that's what this looks like.
Alright. This is the Mines of Moria over here.
You can't see inside because it's literally just a building built into the side of the mountain, made entirely out of sheet steel, which is pretty unusual since they don't tend to use a lot of metals in construction.
Yeah, we never used this before, but I have sense memory hearing as a tin stunt, so I basically memorize every sound I hear, so I'll be able to recognize it when I hear it again, even if I'm not.
Yeah, you can hear Odalys and Valette walking back. You hear Diedrich and Mosier having another fight where Diedrich is, at the barrage end of his father talking about how he needs to seal the deal with Valette, and it's clear to him that he hasn't done so yet.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just
I take issue with you saying how that conversation goes.
Yeah. So if we ever lose track of where the mines are, for whatever reason, then Vyse could theoretically point it out by the sound of the pickaxes because he recognizes them.
I mean, do you see? I mean, that's just the opening part of the conversation. Do you think it wouldn't happen like that?
I'm not sure it would. I would like to see how it did play out.
But I guess we're gonna have to go ahead and do it. Wreckage is throwing a shit. All right, we're doing
down.
it.
Or we cliffhanger it, go to break, and then do it.
No, we're doing it before the break because when we get back from the break, we're gonna have a really fucking awesome scene that we've been working towards for 3 episodes. And so I'm cliffhangering that scene. Yeah, so Diedrich, your father, without
yeah,
doing
exactly.
anything in your
He
tent,
just walks in.
Just walks into your tent. What are you doing? Hopefully not jerking it, but
I'm pouring myself a drink from a travel flask into the glassware that the terracemen servants had in their packs. We've been given our noble fineries, right? And so I'm halfway through pouring that drink, and I'm like, "Oh, father, come to practice some more subtle jibes of your favorite youngest son."
So I think he slumps into one of your travel chairs and holds a glass out and puts it next to yours, so that once you're done pouring into the glass, you should be pouring into his glass next.
And I
he's
do.
Just listen, Diedrich, I can tell from the way the two of you are treating each other. You haven't sealed the deal with Valette. You have to know that not only is that against the Lord Ruler's religion, but it's simply non-common sense. The two of you need to go ahead and just get it over with. Especially with you going into the mines. I know how tempted you can be by those terrace women. They did cause you to snap after all.
Oh, Father, but how wrong you are. Why, I dare say that...
So he's just like sipping from his drink and he's just like, oh, this bullshit again.
Why, I dare say that Valette gets a rise out of me unlike any that I've ever experienced before.
And yet you still have yet to do the deed. It's clear
but she is...
from your own words that you like the girl. Do you need some sort of aid or something? I can call your brother out here to riot her.
You know, she's a special one, this
I'll
Valette.
send one of the servants back. I'm sure he'll make... Well, we'll send 3. One of them will make it through the mist.
She's Actually, you know what? Oh, man, I'm glad he said that. Anyway, you know, she's got a fiery personality. She's like a stallion, really. She's willful and full of life, and I'm going slow with her, and I'm enjoying the game.
Yeah, so your dad is just like, you can enjoy the game later. Get it over with now.
Oh, Father, how you love to spoil my fun.
You have an entire life with the girl. She seems young enough. You're clearly still a child. Finish the contract. The Canton of Orthodoxy is looking over this. We have an Inquisitor who signed the steel himself.
Of course, Father. I'll hurry it along.
Can you get her with children? Is that something you're capable of doing?
I'm certainly not shooting any blanks.
You could get those children on my desk by Friday.
But she is a bit of a tomboy, Father. She doesn't seem particularly fertile.
So he's just like, well, I'm sure we can get her something for that. If only you told me. Well, when we get back, I'll get you some supplements. Your grandmother is always talking about the way this terrace. Anyway, herbal remedies
Sponsored by
or
Viagra.
And I think, do you have anything else you want to say to your father here? We're definitely gonna have to seal the deal with a roll to see if he believes how dedicated you are to this. Since
Really,
the question is,
seal it with a kiss.
are you lying, or do you actually feel this way about Valette?
Oh, it's a total fucking lie.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
like,
you're definitely gonna have to roll on that.
Well, and even the way I was saying it, like, oh, she really gets a rise out of my emotions. It's like I'm joking that she's a rioter, even like in the conversation that he doesn't even. He's
not
Get
getting
fucked,
it.
chat. Your pairing is ruined.
Sorry, OTP, get out of here. That ship has sailed. Yeah. I feel like there's definitely some sort of role here. So he's trying to interrogate you. So it's You're countering with charm because you're just like, haha, Father. Of course I'm into that. Yeah. So it's gonna be what is the attack on interrogation? There's a warning in the book that the good guys don't use interrogation, and I'm just like, well, yeah, it's Monsieur.
But we're not the good guys.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so it's his wits versus your charm to deflect.
Okay.
And I think he gets a bonus die here because he's your father.
Sure, but I'm going to just counter that with my own bonus die that I've been lying to him for years and succeeding.
I will, yeah. I think you can both take one for that. He's also going to call in for the glory of my house as a trait.
I'm going to call in affable because I'm just lightheartedly jibbing with him to sort of
I
deflect
feel like we're
here.
Yu-Gi-Oh-ing right here.
I'm loving it.
You've activated my
I say-
trap card.
You've activated my trap card.
Agreed.
I'll tell you this, Diedrich, you don't stand a ghost of a chance. Unfortunately, he got paired 4s, so he sees through your bullshit. But you counter the only complication he throws onto you. I think he's going to deal that he's going to... So, the point of this roll was that he sees through your bullshit, and he's going to use that nudge to hit you in your willpower for 1 point of damage. So maybe he looks at you, and you're just like, know that he knows. And you're shaking a little bit. He's just like, yes, well, I'm glad to see how much you love this girl. Could you at least kiss her or something publicly? Just let off any indication at all about how much you love her. It's so plainly obvious, clearly.
Well, Father, you're not helping anything by giving us separate tents.
Well,
Slamming him, drop the mic.
Bam.
You could at
want
least
to-
pretend that you have some confidence in your youngest son to do his only duty to his family.
I'll accept that. Your dad's just gonna be like, if the two of you want to share my tent, I'll take both of yours.
Very well, Father. Let's make a show of it then. Let's
And then he
swap.
like gestures, and he's like, "Then get the hell out of my tent.
And I leave.
Go find your girl."
Oh. See, he thinks that he won, but Diedrich just scored like free digs.
But there's only
I got a
one
nicer
bed.
tent.
There's only one bed in that tent, and he's expecting Diedrich and Valette to be in it. So
To head to foot, you know.
They can
Like,
share the
yeah.
tent. They can share the tent. They can share the bed without having sex. I mean, even if it's cuddled
yeah,
next
but
to each
then
other.
his dad
I
just
mean,
sends his terror
It's like a
service in,
sleepover.
and they're like standing behind Diedrich and Valette, and they're like, "You know you wanna kiss the girl."
And it's like, really? We're getting the racially suppressed minority to sing the jive song? Like, ugh.
Disney
of
songs.
course, of course.
All right, now 10, 11 minutes late, we're gonna go on a 5-minute break.
Okay.
And when we get back, there's going to be a scene that I've been thinking of working on for a while that will introduce a new aspect that's a little bit like a flashback, but not quite. So we'll be back
We
shortly.
can't use flashbacks.
Someone
Is this
go
one
back
of
and
those
quote him when he said no
secret-
flashbacks.
I'm getting fucking Donald Trump here by my own.
No. I'm pretty sure this is one of those times when he's like, "There's going to be an aspect applied, but it's a secret aspect. It'll come up later."
We'll see. I mean,
if
it's
my
not like
memory
handing you
serves
a
me,
gold
you not
bracelet
only
head.
said no
Not technically a
flashbacks,
flashback. It's
but
okay.
you called flashbacks a stupid concept to begin with.
No, I never said flash. I use flashbacks in all of my other games. The issue is this system doesn't support it. I would never
Well-
say flashbacks are stupid. Can we get to the
Alright.
break so these people can go
Yes.
get their food and their Pringles?
We're gone.
Perfect.
Yes.